Shar'ron. I'm going to guide us through a yin class today. Option for 2 blocks, option for a bolster. Thank you for those of you joining us at home. Meet us reclined all the way down on your mat. So see if you can soften the jaw. See if you can soften through the shoulders. And become aware of the rise and fall of the belly. Every inhale, a sense of filling from navel to heart. And every exhale, a sense of emptying from heart to navel. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, like a prayer, a thought of gratitude, now start to reach the arms up and overhead. Like a morning stretch, freedom to extend the legs long, pressing the soles of the feet more forward. And if you'd like to draw one knee and the other wide towards the rib cage. And maybe you take some circles and move, rotating the hips. Starting to massage the kidneys, the low back. If you remember that neurological flossing, maybe you take that here, that pressing the knees in towards the chest and then releasing the knees into both palms. Starting to create this rocking sensation that's subtle. Now, option to extend the legs up, coming into reset, finding length through the backs of the legs. Maybe you rotate the ankles or wiggle the toes, reversing blood flow here. And if you'd like to, we'll bend both knees and we'll come into happy baby pose. Grabbing the transversal arc of right and left foot, grabbing the ankles or even the backs of the thighs. There's this energy melting of the knees, but not forcing the body here. This practice of allowing. And some of us might decide to even sway from side to side, a little effort here, massaging even more the low back, the sacrum. Now begin to soften the jaw. Notice if there's any clenching in the sets of teeth. Create a smooth, even space between the eyebrows. Notice if any tension's being held in the face. And we work on weaving the breath, these even stitches through the body. Take about 3 to 9 more breaths, your choice in this shape. And if and when you decide to transition to the next shape, it's going to be that prayed feet, bringing the soles of the feet together. And on your exhale, softening the heels towards inner groin. So counting those breaths of choice. Take a deep inhale and a long exhale. Once you feel ready to release the soles of the feet to the earth, sliding that bolster off to the right edge, then soften the feet down and take windshield wiper pose, allowing the knees to sway from side to side. And really taste the pose as the knees soften to one edge, one sole of foot and the other. Maybe you choose to linger longer right there, feeling the twist through the torso. It'll take about 3 more swishes from side to side. And then anchor both feet in the earth, knees directed up towards the sky. If you can, rest the palms on top of the hips or the thighs, pausing right here. In your own time, extending the left leg long towards the top edge of the mat and extending the right leg long towards the right top edge of the mat. Pausing in this pentacle star shape with the body. Palms can rest beside the hips, or they can even extend long towards the sides of the room. And we feel and we notice sensation. Take inventory as you scan your body here. Where is there still tension? Now that bolster's off the left edge of the mat, so start to slide it to the top of that right hip down towards the knee. We're going to prepare for saddle pose. So setting up that bolster. When you feel ready, we're going to inhale that left knee up and in towards the left shoulder head, the left rib cage, and start to take some big, broad circles here. If you can't grip onto the knee, then just grab the back of that left thigh and really lubricate that left joint, that hip socket, the largest joint on the left side of the body. And when you feel ready, we're going to tick-tock that left knee over onto the bolster off the right edge of the mat. Now here's where it can get tricky. If that left knee is a little higher, we're going to need a block placed to the top edge of that bolster so we get a little shelf and lift. I'll come around and help those who need that block by handing it to you. Just in case you need it, Bill. It looks like you got it. Now extend the arms out if you'd like towards the sides of your mat, reaching towards the long edges. Palms can face down into the earth if you'd like. And draw that chin over to the left shoulder head. So we get this wrapping and spiral through the spine. Continue to breathe in from navel to heart. Notice your thoughts. Notice what the mind starts to get lost in a trickle of. I'm going to place this right here, Tony, if that's okay. How's that? A little better or no? Okay. So take about 3 to 9 more breaths in this first side in saddle. Beautiful counting of each breath. Single-minded focus here. When those breaths are complete in your body, you'll simply soften that left knee back up. Take your time to dissolve the pose, hugging that left knee in towards the left shoulder head, and take a few circles here. Now listen close to the transition. Plant the right foot flat on the earth and start to take that left ankle to the right knee, softening that left knee towards the top edge of the mat. We're going to pause right here for 3 to 9 breaths and then extend the legs long. Feeling this reclined figure 4. Really feel into that left hip. And once your rounds of breath are full and complete, you'll simply release that left ankle, extend the left leg long, and extend the right leg long as well. Feel and notice sensation. Notice if anything's changed in that left hip or the left side of the body. Now we're going to scoop up that bolster and place it off the left edge of the mat, starting at the hip, working its way down towards the knee. We'll take a breath in to draw that right knee in. And we'll take some circles to lubricate that right hip, creating more synovial fluid. And when you feel ready, tick-tock that right knee over off the left side of your mat, using that bolster knee all the way to the ankle. Now, some of us might need to have a block. The sides of the body are very different. So if that knee feels a little further away, then sliding that block to the top edge underneath the bolster. So there's this slope in the bolster. And see if you can draw the chin over towards the right shoulder head. Maybe you'd like to extend that right arm out, parallel to the earth, 90-degree angle here. Now we're getting this rinsing to the liver, the small and large intestine, the stomach, this safe compression, this massage to the organs. Noticing if there's any places where you're clenching the body, maybe it's the glutes, maybe the jaw, even the palms. Relaxing the body. Take 3 to 9 more breaths in this last side of saddle pose. And then your own time, on that last exhale, you'll draw that right knee back in towards the shoulder head, the rib cage on that right side. Taking a few circles and rotations. Before we transition, walk that left foot in, placing that right ankle to the left knee, figure 4. Soften that right knee towards the top edge of your mat. Staying right here for 3 to 9 breaths with this safe tension. And those rounds of breath are complete in your body. Freedom in your own time to release that right ankle to extend that right leg long, and extending that left leg long as well. Pausing in the ripples, the echoes of sensation. Now we're going to roll onto left side body in a fetal shape. If that's not press yourself up. Take your time. Well done. Let's set up for deer pose. Let's use our bolster off the left edge of your mat. And we'll draw the soles of the feet together. We're going to plant this right foot down, taking the right palm to that right ankle. Let's slide that foot beside the right hip. Drawing this left foot into the right thigh. And let's build integrity. So really root down to rise. Feel space through the torso. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, start to twist. We'll recline the body down onto the bolster. That left ear makes its way down, and the forearms make their way down to the earth. Good. Look at you, Bill. It's amazing. And so we start to get, again, this internal rinsing. I'm going to walk around with that Palo Santo again, hydrosol. It's good for depression, anxiety, antimicrobial, antibacterial. With each increasing inhale, feel the expanding through that right rib cage. Breath filling, rib cage reaching up towards the ceiling above. Notice if the body starts to clench through the jaw. Get light through the sets of teeth, space. Maybe the tongue can rest on the dome-shaped palate. So draw your awareness to the outer edge of the right side of the hip, down from the thigh to that right knee. Feeling the elongation, the space. Direct your breath right there. Starting at that right hip socket, working down to the edge of the right kneecap. And take about 6 to 9 more breaths in this deer pose, first side. And once those rounds of breath are complete in your body, in your own timing, we'll press through both palms, arms reach long, and we'll walk the body back in, twisting the torso back towards center. Take your time as you do so. We'll extend that right leg long, extend that left leg long, and start to massage the legs, working from the hips down towards the ankles. Massaging these meridian lines. Take your time bending one knee and the other. Second counter pose. Either gripping onto the wrists, maybe you interlace the fingers. Draw the chin in towards the heart. Now in opposition, imagine that the heart is pressing through the knees. A big breath in. Exhale, release the clasp. Listen close. Fingers come behind the hips. Start to press the chest more through the kneecaps, the shins, the sense of the shoulders melting in direction of the hips or the back edge of your mat. Inhale to fill. Exhale, gentle release. Well done. Let's slide that bolster off the right edge, starting at the right hip, about 4 o'clock for many of us. And we'll draw the soles of the feet back together, creating this diamond shape in the lower portion of the body. We'll press this left foot down, taking this left palm to the left ankle, start to slide that left heel beside the left hip. Drawing that right foot to the inner left thigh, build integrity, root to rise, take an inhale. And on the exhale, start to rinse as we twist the torso, soften the forearms down, right ear to the bolster, right cheek to the bolster. targeting the outer edge of the left hip here. Left hip all the way down to left kneecap. Continue to expand this left rib cage in this deer pose, last side. Every inhale, this increasing, reaching of the rib cage up. Every exhale, this descending, softening in. Notice if there's any clenching in the jaw. See if you can relax the face, the teeth. And take 3 to 9 more breaths right here. Once those rounds of breath are complete, you'll spread through the fingertips. Take your time to press into both palms, lengthening both arms. The beauty of that posture is the more you practice it, the harder it is to get out. The body likes it. So extending both legs long, we're going to come into that Tai Chi approach of taking a fist and start to tap out the outer edges of the legs. Start to tap out the inner edges of the legs and the tops of the legs. Good. Palms come behind the hips. Press the heart through. Soften the shoulders. Imagine the feet are pressing in towards a wall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften. Well done. Let's cross the ankles and make our way to tabletop, all fours. For those who have sensitive knees, if you're not using a blanket today, maybe you'd like to coil the mat in on itself so there's support underneath the knees. And start to roll out the spine in a clockwise rotation. And maybe you start with this approach that's wide and large. The palms can be a little wider than shoulder distance here if you'd like. Allow the body to guide. What would feel good to you? This posture is wonderful for a surge of synovial fluid after we've placed that safe stress on the bones, the tendons, the ligaments, creating more mobility in your spine. Now, without overthinking, reverse the flow. Counterclockwise rotations. Start to take this circle the opposite way. Beautiful, everyone. Let's begin to seal the spiral, the circle. And let's come back to a neutral stance, pausing at all fours, traditional cat-cow. Inhale, heart forward. Start to retract through the shoulders. And on the exhale, cat pose. Chin comes in towards heart. Start to round the spine up towards the sky. Take that 3 more times. Inhaling, heart forward, navel softening. Exhale, press the earth away, chin to chest, spine high. 2 more on your own, your breath, your movement. Once you're complete, we're going to tuck the toes, come into broken toe. Press the hips forward. Now maybe you stay up like this as though you're pressing into a wall. Others might grab that bolster, slide it on the calves, the ankles as we soften the hips down. Making sure that the feet are spread out here. Sometimes it helps to manually pull that pinky toe out. Others might decide to just soften the hips down onto the heels. Now let's not waste any moments in our practice. Let's start to take some shoulders or rotate through the shoulders, the neck. Distract the mind a little bit from sensation by creating more sensation. We tend to start clenching the jaw, the shoulders. So what would serve you here with much sensation in through the soles of the feet? Our culture has accepted that it's okay to, as we age, lose the movement through the toes, the feet. And this beautiful posture reminds us that aging, we can still hold zeal, have that flexibility, that access to the posterior chain. Take about 3 more breaths. Doing well. They can be active. It's normal for heat to arise in the body in this pose. And when you feel ready, soften back to all fours. Take your time to spread through the fingers. Now begin to lightly release the toes and start to gently tap them out. Many of us will have very sensitive feet here. making the sound of rain. Some of us will hover the feet and even rotate the ankles, this counterclockwise or even clockwise rotation. Now listen close. We're going to walk the palms forward and we're going to press up and back to downward facing dog. Softening the heels down, feel the space through the quadriceps, the calves, the Achilles tendon on both sides. You can have a gracious bend in the knees here to take any pressure off the low back. You can take the feet wider towards the long edges of your mat. You can even pedal one knee and the other like we're on a bicycle, isolating sensation to the backs of your legs. Beautiful, everyone. Now we're going to walk the palms to the feet. We're going to come into dangle pose here. Option to create a wider stance, stabilizing the body more. Now some might choose to simply keep the palms on the thighs. Others are going to clasp the elbows, getting this forward flexion and create some movement here in your dangle. If that feels unstable, we have these blocks as well that you can place in front of the feet, getting the same benefits here, but maintaining stability. If you're at home and you don't have those blocks, maybe you use a chair. Some of us will start to work out the bend in both knees, drawing the legs a little longer, straighter here. Feeling more sensation. Fingertips can tent on the earth or even rest on the shins, the hips. Take a deep breath in. Good. Now listen close, everyone. Bend through the knees and start to slowly soften the hips as you draw the body up. Taking your time, especially for those of us that tend to get a head rush. Wonderful. Supination in the palms. Walk the feet hips distance. Feel the crown of the head find length as the heels root down. If you can, maybe you close the eyes here. Notice the vibration through the body, the spine. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, flip the palms, press the sand away. 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you bend the knees here. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, press the sand away. Another round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press the sand away. Good. Flipping the palms, soften the shoulders, melt them down towards the hips. Crown of the head roots long, toes spreading here. Feel the navel pull in towards the spine, this posterior tuck of the tailbone forward. Starting to align the bones so the muscles work with the bones here. Now imagine a fern coiling in on itself. Start to draw the chin in towards the body. Start to draw the torso down towards the knee. Palms back out to downward facing dog. Take your time. Maybe you pedal out the legs again. Some of us will lower the knees and we'll return to those cat-cows. Now it's at this point in the practice that you're going to take whatever you need for sealing the practice. We're going to have a long Shavasana and meditation time. So for those of you at home, find that corpse, that Shavasana. Thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing you back here soon.